If you can come on over to the seats, got some fun and interesting things going on. And afterwards, everybody's welcome to join us out in the west lawn or garden. We're going to have an evening with some entertainment, some s'mores, and just kind of hanging out if you would like to afterwards. Kind of our Founders Day, and as you know, Founders Day is very special to KCOM and ATSU. We're here because of the great work of AT Still that's continued to be carried on in Kirksville, Missouri, and now nationally and internationally is one of the fastest growing health professions, certainly in the United States, if not in the world. So thank you. Got to acknowledge all of our staff at ATSU who are here this evening, our advancement, our communication and marketing folks. Thank you for all you did to make this event happen and make things real. Our alumni group, I know we have Dean Wilson is here. Dr. Wilson, yay, thank you. And Senior Vice President Norman Gevitz, good to see you. Sean Sumler, our Vice President of Advancement. I think Matt Herron, you can't do anything without a lawyer these days. Matt Herron, our lead counsel, is here, so thank you. Let's have our faculty and staff of ATSU, if you'll just stand. I know we have Dr. Kleber, who's instrumental in our CE program. We have our Vice President of Finance, Dana Funderburg. So once again, you don't want to do anything without having the CFO around in today's world. So thank you all for coming. And we have some alumni and certainly friends and family of Dan and some of our city officials here that you're going to hear from in just a moment, and their guest. Our Board of Trustees chair texted a message for this evening to start things off, and they are so looking forward to next year when we gather together. Next year we'll be celebrating ATSU's 130th anniversary, and then the relaunch or rededication of the Museum of Osteopathic Medicine next Founders Day. So that's going to be really fun and exciting. Dr. Sells says, good evening. Please extend a warm welcome to the folks that are here this evening. Dan, I could not let so memorable of an event pass without sending my hearty congratulations. Lynette Sells is a resident of Kirksville, grew up here, attended KCOM and I believe Truman, and then later came back and practiced for many years, and now she's the chair of AT Still University's Board of Trustees. This honor, Dan, is well earned. It is not only a compliment for the past, but a reflection upon the future. Your excellent and selfless work with students, staff, and the community speaks to your strength and dedication. You have earned the gratitude of our ATSU family and Kirksville community. Congratulations on your great career, and hope you continue to receive even greater recognition for your awesome contributions. On behalf of myself and the ATSU Board of Trustees, we hope this honor provides you a small measure of our gratitude and highest esteem for your strength, dedication, and leadership. Congratulations, Dan. Lynette Sells, DO, Chair of the ATSU Board of Trustees. So, yay. So a little bit about this project. So we had the idea literally the first week that I was as president 9 years ago, and Dan and I took a tour and walked around, and we said, what are some things that we can do to enhance the university community and further our commitment to health and wellness? And Dan said there's a number of different things. We need some different weight machines. We need some other things. We need about 300,000 more square feet, Dan. And so forth and so on. And one of the things he said was, a court. We need to think about the court. It's 20 plus years old, and would love to have this opportunity to have a court that will last, that the students can play on, that's the highest of quality. And so that was recognized and put into the discussion. And then we met and first discussed this at a meeting, believe it or not, with alumni in Tempe, Arizona, by Arizona State University. We had a little luncheon up in the top of a restaurant, and that's where we first started discussing the Dan Martin Court and the remodeling of the TCC. So if you haven't had a chance, if you go through the entire TCC, it's been remodeled, and it helps us with our recruitment of students and faculty and staff, because they look around and they are used to this type of environment, and they're excited when they come here. And you often hear them mention not only Dan, but the staff and the TCC as part of their success as a student. So it started with that little idea, And then over time, the advancement folks really worked well and reached out to the folks that are here this evening and many other donors that we'll introduce and talk to. And over a period of the last about 4 years, the remodeling of the TCC and the building of this wonderful court occurred, and we're very, very grateful as a university, all done with funds from family, friends, and alumni. When you walked in, you saw the compassion, integrity, and ability. If you didn't, it's kind of on the wall back there, and underneath it says, respect the game, respect each other. And Lori Haxton and Dan Martin have worked hard to provide a opportunity for students to compete. I heard it got a little heated today during Powder Puff football, but to compete, and am I supposed to know that? To compete and enjoy and grow as future healthcare professionals. Those words, once again appearing over the entrance, are descriptive of the values we promote at ATSU, and they're the embodiment of our friend and colleague Dan Martin, and we've gathered here this evening to honor him. Dan began serving as director of the Thompson Campus Center at ATSU and the head of the wellness programs in 1982 when the TCC first opened, and I was a third-year student when that happened. In those 39 years, thousands of individuals have used the TCC and have been encouraged to make positive and lasting lifestyle choices through Dan's influence. A friend and now retired colleague of ATSU and a good friend of Dan, Tim Tucker, may have said it best: Dan has always wanted the best for all of us at ATSU. He is right there in front of us showing the way. He doesn't brag or flaunt. He makes us believe. This court that we're dedicating today is evidence of Dan's ability to inspire those around him and to make us believe. We didn't have much of a problem when we went to alumni and said, hey, we'd like you to do something for Dan. I mean, they were tripping over themselves. Even folks that are no longer living in the immediate area said, for Dan, we want to be part and we want to participate. And once again, we welcome each of you tonight. We'll hear from Dan and his family if they'd like to talk. We have some of his friends here from high school and college, I think I heard. And once again, thank you for joining us. So, boy, hopefully this is a surprise. We have the mayor of Kirksville is here this evening. Zach has been, this is your, I want to say, is it third year? Yep. So Zach Burden, is the mayor, and it's no easy job being the mayor of Kirksville, I'll tell you that. I get to come to some of those meetings and some of the topics that come up, I go, whoa, that's really fascinating. But he has led the city through the pandemic, which is a very difficult time, with the city council and Ms. Maycomer, and we're happy that Zach's here tonight. He has a little message. Yeah.
Well, good evening, everyone. Bring greetings from the city of Kirksville to Dan, to you, your family and friends, and to all of your colleagues. I want to bring that special greeting from the city of Kirksville and welcome everyone here who's from out of town. Dan, you're a true asset to this community. We are a better, kinder, healthier, more engaged community because of everything that you have brought to us today. And that's why I'm very pleased to be able to share a proclamation from the mayor of the city of Kirksville on behalf of Dan Martin. And I like to read things, so we're going to read the whole thing. Here we go. Whereas Dan Martin has positively impacted the health and wellness of A.T. Still University students, faculty, staff, and the Kirksville community for nearly 40 years. And whereas, through positive role modeling, Dan has helped many in making life-changing decisions regarding overall health and wellness. And whereas Dan has been a constant champion of the many fitness, recreation, and nutrition programs in our schools and community. And whereas innovative ways to stay moving and healthy while sharing quality family time involving activity and fitness has been the hallmark of Dan's efforts. And whereas Dan became director of the A.T. Still University's wellness program and Thompson Campus Center in 1982. And whereas the people of Kirksville have benefited from more than 200 community races, which includes 5K, 10K, 10-mile, and half marathons, including 33 triathlons and more than 30 health and wellness presentations in the community, all organized by Dan. And whereas Dan has chaired and served on numerous committees focusing on health and wellness, and whereas Dan Martin led efforts in bringing the Forest Lake Area Trail System to the community. And whereas A.T. Still University has raised funds to renovate and rename its gymnasium, Dan Martin Court, in honor of Dan's outstanding contributions to the community, and is holding a court dedication today, October 8th, 2021. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Zach Burden, Mayor of the City of Kirksville, Missouri, do hereby proclaim Friday, October 8th, 2021 as Dan Martin Health and Fitness Day. Signed and presented on this day. Okay, Dan, if you'll come up, I'd like to hand off this proclamation. You're very welcome. You're welcome. And a special thanks to ATSU for our partnerships in working through this pandemic. So very appreciative. Thank you.
All right. Well, hope that was a little surprise. That was kind of fun. All right. Well, this would not be possible without, we had mentioned the advancement folks in the room, but also the folks that were the lead donors in this project. Boy, once again, we wanted to see if we could do it, right? Do the whole remodel with donations, and our advancement folks were able to help make that happen. The Dan Martin Court fundraising campaign received over 200 committed gifts from 182 donors, raising a total of $321,878.63. I wonder who gave that 63 cents. These contributions funded this beautiful maple court as well as the other improvements here at the TCC, and I'm delighted to reveal the donor plaque that recognizes the donors who gave over $1,000, and I'll reveal that in a moment. The donor plaque will be permanently displayed in the entrance to this court. Our family's proud to be among the donors. I didn't know that was in there, Brad. But our family's proud to be among the donors. And as Dan was working at the fitness center, the courthouse, I came as a first-year student, and that was 1980, and you came maybe a little before in 79. And so we knew each other back then, and I had great respect for Dan, and we would talk about a number of things. And then, of course, he came over here during, as I mentioned, my sophomore, junior year of KCOM, and we were part of this starting up. And then Stacy and my son, Zach, got to know Dan, and we're so excited tonight. One of Stacy's goals at each of the 5Ks was to finish ahead of Dan. And Dan's a few years older than Stacy. So to his credit, they had this dueling understanding of racing against each other, and it was pretty intense. On the surface, it looked like it was pretty friendly, but they would be ready and preparing for those races. She's very competitive, as someone else I know. And I'm not sure what the final score was, but I think it was pretty even. I think it was pretty even over the years, which was pretty neat. But we have the lead donors with us tonight. And we recognize them also on the plaque for their leadership gift levels. And we're so happy that they're here this evening. Bob and Michelle Bainan, thank you. Dr. Lloyd and Kathy Cleaver, thank you both very much. Dr. David and Melissa Cleaver, Dr. Jonathan and Tabitha Cleaver, and Randy and Diane Rogers. I was a little humbled when I saw kind of our DO colleagues. Of course, the Cleaver family has done so much for the community and for the university, and this is something that's just amazing that they've helped us with. But to see the Bainans and the Rogers and their love and commitment to this project, and Dan, that's pretty special. That's pretty special, and all of the folks here this evening. So we're grateful for the generosity of the lead donors and all of our donors, and want to thank them for the support. So I've got. There's a 50-50 chance I'll knock something over. So get your phone out. Many of you remember the first graduation where I knocked the staff over. That was quite the thing. And then another graduation where the president's medallion fell off. So there's a good chance I could be on some blooper show someday. But this will be permanently displayed and talks a little bit, I won't read through it, but about Dan's career with us, and then the folks who have donated $1,000 or above and just some great photos of Dan. So once again, thank you to everybody who participated. Very cool. All right, so while we have the mayor here, we want to do the ribbon cutting. And so let's see if we can have the donors that I mentioned come on up. We'll do the ribbon cutting, and we've got the giant pair of scissors. Oh, right beside me, and I can't even see. Oh, wow. Got to be careful with these. Very good. All right, Dan, if you would do the honors of cutting these. Mayor, if you'll come on up. You bet. Come over here, Bob.
Abby always loved the giant scissors.
All right, countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! I'll give those guys a minute. Thank you. That was pretty fun. All right, let's continue on. All right, we have another plaque up here that I actually took a picture of because it's going to be hard to read it from the side. Technology, right? I need my son here so I can figure everything out. All right, so this will be inside or directly outside the TCC, and it reads, Dan Martin Court. This court is dedicated to Dan Martin, M.A., Director of the Thompson Campus Center, as known as the TCC. Compassion, integrity, ability. The TCC embraces these values that are central to Dan Martin's philosophy on wellness and leadership, as well as his approach to life. Dedicated October 8th, 2021, ATSU, AT Still University. So Dan, thank you and congratulations. All right, Dan, if you would like to come on up. And I know Abby's here, and Abby is, I had the pleasure of getting to know Abby before she left the Kirksville community, and she was always here supporting and always at the TCC events and ATSU events, to the point that I just thought she was a student, at ATSU, just kind of always here. And then, of course, Becky and her support. So, yep. Dan, take it away.
Thanks, Dr. Phelps. I sure didn't want this to be like I'm retiring or dying or something else, and you wouldn't believe how many alumni have contacted me and said, "Oh my God, what's happened?" And I said, "You could just send a few dollars and that would be fine. I'd be fine." But I do want to thank my wife Becky and Abby, and our time with work and relationships are always kind of difficult, but they've just been by my side. My mom's been a rock my entire life. She kind of went it alone, and I'm so grateful for that. But I would tell you, I got hired in 1982 by Dr. George Shire, and Dr. Shire was a heck of a man, and it was a total different era. When I went to that first interview, he asked me if I minded if he smoked, and I said, "No, I don't mind at all." And then he closed the door, and it was a long interview. And he called me back a week later, and he says, "You want to come back in and interview again?" And I'm thinking, oh God, he's not going to close the door and smoke again, is he? And oh yeah, he said he didn't ask if I minded the second time because he knew I didn't. And so Dr. Shire was just, and I think of him really so fondly, especially he was a Penn State guy, and I'm an Iowa guy, and tomorrow Iowa's playing Penn State, and yeah, for Dr. Shire, he would call me if they were ahead. And this was pre-cell phone, so he'd dial the landline and let it ring and ring. I knew it was him. But also along the way, Terry Tenbrink was my supervisor, and Lynn Walker was my supervisor. Janet Head had over the Thompson Center at a particular time. Ron Gaber for 20 years, Ron was my boss, and Lori Haxton is instrumental in the kind of person and kind of job that I do. Beth Popri, 9 or 10 years, my immediate supervisor. In the beginning of having people in Mesa, Arizona be supervisors of people who were working on the campus in Kirksville. And Michael Zajac is my new boss, who came in February of 2020, and I've never met him face to face because of the pandemic. So we've Zoomed a lot, and I will look forward to meeting him. And I would just mention that, Ron Gaber had a way of goals and objectives and measurables, and Lori's chuckling, and those who know Ron. It kind of gave me like railroad tracks of how to navigate and get a lot more done in a short amount of time and check off the boxes and stay focused. And I'm very grateful for Ron in that. The wood floor has always been one of these things that we talk about it and we'd say, well, maybe next year. And for tomorrow is today, which is fantastic. If you write it out long enough, these things will happen. So I'm really glad about that. And during these very historic, uncertain times, to have renovated the Thompson Center upstairs 6 years ago, and then 3 years ago to do the locker rooms in the studio space, and then to start in on doing the gymnasium and needing more money. I do remember when Dr. Phelps in development said, what do you think about if we decide to fundraise and put your name on the court? And I was thinking, oh my God, we're not going to raise enough money. I just thought, oh, that would even be worse than having to stand up here and do this, Craig, really. So I do remember when Dr. Phelps, he came to the courthouse racquetball club, and he would ride the stationary bike in the corner and talk to everybody in the room about their own health and fitness. And then I came over here, and the first thing he said to me, why is there a rubber floor? There should be a hardwood floor, Dan. And as I think back when I got hired right before the building got opened, and one of the last ad alternates was pull out the wood floor was way too expensive and put in this tartan rubber floor. So, that's how construction goes. When there isn't enough money, but you still needed a floor, you find a cheaper way to do it. So it's kind of come full circle. And I would only tell you that my hope is to encourage healthy lifestyle for the students and to try to enhance their campus experience and make them remember it fondly. And that's what I've tried to do. And I thank KCOM for back then to hire me, and ATSU for the tremendous opportunity that I've been given to be part of this school that you all went to and I love so dearly. I'm grateful for the students, the employees, the administration, and the very, very meaningful collegial friendships I've developed. Thanks, everybody.
Yay. Well said, great, Ed, thank you. I did notice also we have Vice President Brian Kruzniak from IT. He's undercover with the vest and the mask and glasses, very cool. I like that. Cybersecurity is always important. All right, so we have just something for Dan to either put in the office or take home or whatever you decide. But we needed a picture of the court, and so we had to come up with all sorts of schemes to try to get a picture of the entire court because of the height of the building. So when you see big pictures of arenas, right, they're usually taken pretty high or they're taken over it. And we had the drone in here, I believe, or we tried to get the drone in here and looked at that, crashed it a few times. No one was hurt that I know of. And so that didn't work. And so I think we were able to get some wide angle lenses up there and at least get most of the court. So we're trying to come up with a picture for Dan to give to him. And of course, someone in the office, I think it was Amanda, you or Stephanie, says, oh, well, didn't we do one in the Still magazine, right? And they were right, there it is. And so we just were able to get that with a little article and information we had with Dan. And then once again, just mentioning today in the celebration, our academic technology folks put together the plaque. But Dan, this is just something, once again, great accomplishments. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Very good. You bet. All right, and Abby, you've got that proclamation, so that's very cool, very nice. And once again, Mayor, thank you. Thanks everybody for this evening, and we're going to, conclude the program. I think I see some gift bags over there, and maybe they're not for us, but who knows? And then you're welcome to join us out on the lawn for some refreshments and s'mores and some music and just kind of hanging out. But thanks everybody for coming this evening to honor Dan. And Dan, once again, congratulations. Thank you.